4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
This is Movies First with Alex First.
Silence is golden in a nail-biting horror thriller in which mankind has been overrun by vicious aliens. The film concentrates on a single family that must navigate their lives quietly, very quietly, in fear of deadly creatures with poor eyesight who hunt by sound. When John Krasinski first read an early draft of the script for A Quiet Place by screenwriting duo Bryan Woods and Scott Beck, the terrifying premise hit home especially hard. Krasinski's wife, Emily Blunt, had just given birth to their second daughter, and he was already spending his nights in whispering quietude and anxiety of new parenthood. In that atmosphere, he was transported by the idea of a family's nerve-jangling, high-stakes search for safety, as well as its vital need for connection in a world where so much as a single cry or heavy footstep could bring about instant demise. He's created a battle between sound and silence, fear and love, that's a tense, emotional and participatory experience for an audience. Paramount to his and his wife, played by real-life spouses' characters, is keeping their children safe at all costs. But saying it and taking steps to do so doesn't necessarily mean it'll be achieved, not when they are the hunted. A big part of putting us in this family, the Abbott's place, became using auditory cues in innovative ways. Krasinski started making lists of everyday noises, dividing them between safe and unsafe sounds. All the ordinary creaks and hums of daily life, the ones we take for granted, suddenly took on new meaning for Krasinski. Think about it. He thought about silverware, clinking on plates, and dropping your shoes when you take them off. To counter the pervasive threat, the Abbotts devise elaborate ways to keep sound at bay. That includes laying down sand paths to keep footsteps muted, painting floorboards to avoid creaks, and creating a special lighting system to communicate. Because the Abbott's daughter Reagan, played by Millicent Simmonds, is deaf, the family already know American Sign Language, but that also carries with it inherent difficulties, which add to the family's predicament.
You're listening to Movies First. For more, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
A seemingly innocuous beginning sets up this story magnificently. We don't know what's going on, but we're immediately aware something is very wrong. Not a word of dialogue is spoken until a good portion of the picture is done and dusted. It's a wonderful, effective and decidedly disconcerting technique that works a treat. A Quiet Place clearly draws instant attention to the reliance upon sound in our day-to-day lives. Krasinski shows that he's not only a decent actor, but an accomplished yarn spinner. As well as director, he serves as co-writer. The screenplay has a freshness about it, and the dynamic between he and his wife in the film is, not surprisingly, outstanding. Their children play a significant part in proceedings too. One is defiant, the other fearful. A lot of impact in the movie is as a result of the set design. As indicated, the family's created around it a dynamic for survival, and we feel for them every step along the way. What we have here is a simple, straightforward premise that's been executed with aplomb. I was genuinely scared and appreciative of what was served up. Job done. Big tick. A Quiet Place scores an 8 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First with Alex First. Subscribe to the full podcast at Audioboom, Stitcher and iTunes, or your favourite podcast distributor. This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.